Hey, this is the birthday coach, Jeremy Ryan, saying you were born for more. You deserve more love, happiness, and success. I hope you achieve that with the secrets of astrology. And this is the love karma. There's my little heart. The love karma of being born on the 10th of September. Hey, September 10th, babies. We're going to take a look at your love life today. Now, this is a wonderful day to be born on as far as being an independent, strong, entrepreneurial person. So I'm telling you, some of the best salespeople, some of the best business people, consultants, you just name it. You have a very great personality. And so, that's for another episode when we look at career and we look at other aspects of being born on the 10th of September. But this episode specifically about how to create more intimate, successful relationships in your love life. Because the love life is more of a challenge for being born on the 10th of September. And that's not because you're not loving people. You're very loving people. You love to live life to the fullest. So lots of people are definitely would be attracted to you in this adventurous spirit that you have. But the free, loving, venturous spirit that is inside of a 10th of September person that likes to create many different types of ventures, financially, spiritually, mentally. You're just a free soul that also is very success-oriented to create, the financial stability that you want. You want the power to do things in a big way. And so all that's great, but in love life, it's a little difficult because we see that there's always some type of distance between you and your partner. Now, this is what I mean by distance is a lot of times people that are born on September 10th, they either have a job traveling or there's a lot of business travel in their life or their partner has to travel. Maybe the partner is in the military overseas. Whatever the situation is, we always see there's some type of distance, long distance relationship going on with the 10th of September. And so if it isn't long distance between the miles between you or the times that you get to see each other, it's the distance in your heart. There's always this not fully connected as partner. Why? Because you're busy pursuing your dreams. You're busy living life on your terms and wanting variety and wanting to be able to be free and spontaneous. And freedom doesn't always coincide with being really close, really connected to another. Because when you're really connected to another, it can hamper your freedom. And that can really freak out a September 10th person. Because freedom is so important to you. If you're going to have a successful long-term relationship, you're going to have to deal with the fear of being smothered. The fear that your freedom's being hampered. Because if you start feeling like you don't have the time to pursue your adventures and to go after your ambitions and dreams, you can become resentful and start pulling away and start doing things to create the distance so you don't feel like you're being smothered or someone's monopolizing your time. I'm saying that that's a trigger. It is a trigger. It is a karma trigger to panic when you feel like you're getting too close to someone because you think you're going to have to give up other areas of your life. I suggest that you find someone else that likes to travel with you, someone else that has ambitious goals as well, so that they're not feeling cheated because of your ambitions. If you got two ambitious people, then they're both pursuing their dreams and goals. There's less chance of one person that's not ambitious sitting at home lonely and sad and resentful because they feel like you're not giving adequate time to the relationship. And so that's one solution for having a long-term successful relationship as a September 10th person is to find people that are just as ambitious or driven or just loves to travel and likes variety as much as you and won't feel as hurt because you're on another adventure. They'll understand it. They'll be excited when you come back to tell your stories, to share your experiences. Better yet, you do it together. But the distance isn't always just travel or just ambitions. Distance of the heart. I don't want you being far apart in your heart. September 10th, I don't want you far apart in your heart. This is about creating good love karma. This is about creating intimacy, connection, warmth. you're going to have to realize that a partner is a partner in every sense of the word. A lot of times a September 10th person can compartmentalize their relationship, meaning, I'll give only certain aspects to myself to certain people. So you can get in a relationship with someone because the sex is great. Bada bing, bada boom, get it on, baby. So the sex is great. And so you're dating this guy because, you got good, what, but he's dumb as a rocks. And after a while, you're like, the sex is great, but I would like to have some great conversation. Or you date someone that's great in business and you think, oh, we're going to do really good in business, but they don't have anything that connects to you emotionally. See, September 10th, you can almost look at a business transaction with whoever you're dating. Like, this person does this for me and that's all I need. That's creating distance, because a partnership, a soulmate, a soul connection is interwoven. It's mingling. It's every area. A partner in the true sense of the word. We're partnering in our finances. We're partnering in our feelings. We're partnering in our dreams. We're living together. We're committed together. And so that is not always easy for September 10th. Or what'll happen is they'll begin to, at one point or another, feel the need to want to have that kind of connection. Many of you that are born on September 10th, for many parts of your life until you get into older age, may not feel that sense of loss or longing to have someone living with you, next to you, and in every part of your life. This is something that's being developed. And sometimes it's developed because you're choosing people that they themselves are not fully sharing their life with you. And after a while, you begin to realize, wow, business might be good, my travels might be good, but you know what? I want to come home to somebody. I want to share these experiences with somebody. I want someone to be there on the high times and the low times, and I want to be there for them. So when we talk about soulmate connection, maybe that's not the first thing a September 10th baby is thinking about, but it's something that they're growing into. It's something that the universe is going to put that longing in you. What does a companionship really look like? Now, we know what is hurting you from that long-term companionship is the fear of commitment, because you like your freedom. So you have to work on not creating drama and creating unnecessary breakups just because you're starting to feel smothered. How do you deal with that? What are strategies you can do when you start panicking because you feel like, oh, wait a minute, I'm losing myself in the relationship? And there's always, even when I say partnership, it doesn't mean you lose your sense of identity or you lose your goals or your dreams, but it's learning how to walk with a partner side by side while pursuing your own individual goals and dreams. And there are ways to do that. And you can get a coaching call with me on coming up with strategies for when you're starting to panic, because subconsciously you're thinking that you're losing your individuality. Now, even outside of that, what can make it difficult for a September 10th baby in love is they got a lot of pride. You look good. You got great ambition, great drive. You want to be in a relationship that also looks good to the world. Looks do matter to you. That doesn't make you shallow. You just are very success oriented. And so this can make you very prideful. And what I mean by prideful, it may be hard for you to humble yourself and share your feelings with your partner. Like, I'm feeling vulnerable today. I could use some my self-esteem could use a lift. Could you give me some words of encouragement? Could you buy me something? Just I need to feel loved. And so a September 10th baby would just rather have someone know what they want. Rather, as they like, you should know what I want. You should honor me and respect me for the queen and king that I am. But it doesn't work that way. People are not mind readers, and people are just human. They're infallible like you and me. We make mistakes. The person that's with you does love you, but they need to see not just the powerful side of you, not just the ambitious side or the driven side. They need to see the weaker, vulnerable, scared, sad, lonely side of you. That's what creates intimacy. When you can let down your guard, not attack your partner, not accuse your partner, but share your needs. And that's not easy because you're used to being in charge. You're used to realizing I can't depend on anyone but myself. And life a lot of times does that for people that are born on the September 10th. They don't always get, they work hard for everything they got. And so the idea that they can trust another person and be there for them when they've always had to be the one that was strong, that's not natural. So you have to work on sharing your fears, sharing your worries with the person you love, and letting them come into your heart space, letting them come into you, the vulnerable, the scary side of relationships, and being open and honest about that, honest about your feelings, even if you think it's going to make you look weaker or make you not look as manly or as womanly. Get that idea out of your head. You can look like a king and queen to the world, but to your partner, just be real. Just be a human being. Just share in the scarier side of your emotions so they can be a support, so they can be strong for you, so they can also give to you. So it's not just you by yourself, but you really do have a helpmate. You really do have a companion. You cannot have a companion unless you're really able to show all areas of your heart to that person. So that's going to be one of the things. Work swallowing your pride, admitting when you're wrong, admitting when you need help, and allowing them to help you. That's going to go a long ways in creating intimacy. So we're looking at things like the love karma. The love karma is trying to find a way to create more closeness. Don't allow the distance to create distance. I'm not saying you can't marry someone that's overseas or you can't date someone that's long distance, but learning how do I still create a closeness in my everyday communication with my partner, even if we're not always in the same room or the same house or the same state. Worse yet is people that are living in the same house, yet there is a distance anyways. Why? Because of our pride or because we're not opening up and sharing our feelings honestly. What's creating distance when you're in a relationship? What's creating distance between two hearts being connected? Face those things. Don't allow there to be a gap in your connection. Don't allow, because if you think, well, I can allow there to be a little bit of a gap, that if you don't address what little distance there is, it will just grow until you guys are too far apart to ever connect. So you always want to be mindful of giving yourself space to be your own person, but not so much space that it creates almost like this distance that are we even a couple? Are we even on the same page? So you want to be mindful of that, having a space, but not too much space that creates a distance where there's not a real connection of closeness because we're not communicating. We're not in each other's life on a daily basis. Now, there are the other things that go into this that make it hard. As I said, you love your freedom and you love variety. So you do get bored easy. And so, you can begin to think, well, if I'm not head over heels in love with the person anymore, maybe they're not the right one. No, you're going to go through periods of being bored with the person you're with. And if you let the boredom create distance, then you're going to think you're not in love and start looking for someone else that's more exciting, that gets the butterflies flying, gets the goosebumps going, and you'll get into that new relationship because you're good looking. People are attracted to you. People will gladly date you. And so sometimes it's easier just to get into a new relationship than it is to take the time to fix what's in your current relationship. Don't allow excitement or the lack of excitement fake you into thinking that it's not true love. Well, being in a long-term successful relationship will have its ups and downs. It will have its closeness and sometimes it will have distance, but you are mindful to still try to create a spark when you're not feeling very loving, when you're not feeling very connected, when you're not feeling very excited. Just because you don't feel the fire doesn't mean there's a spark. It just means you need to put new attention into the relationship. You need to put more effort into the relationship of getting those connections going, whether it's a new date night, whether it's traveling to a foreign country together. The variety doesn't need to be jumping to a new partner. The variety can be some new goals and some new things to do as a couple to spice up your love life. Because if you do get bored, you're gonna look, you don't like to be bored. You don't like to be bored. You like variety. You like new things. So, you can't allow the relationship to get into a rut. That's a bad thing for September 10th. Don't let the relationship get into a rut Because then you're just going to think, oh, I don't have true love, because you're bored. And I'm telling you, besides dealing with the fact that you don't want to commit because you're scared of losing your freedom, you're also scared of getting bored. And so that's why, we can see a lot of September 10th, whether they're having affairs or whether they're, jumping around from one relationship to the next. You have to find a way to deal with boredom that eventually sets into all relationships. It happens to every relationship. They go through this. And if you know that going in, all right, getting bored doesn't mean that I'm not in love. It just means I'm bored and I need to figure out healthy ways to create excitement that's good for me and my partner and brings us closer instead of pushing us away. It's not just enough for you to have excitement for yourself and leave your partner in the corner, them feeling bored too. So involve them into your ventures so you guys can grow closer together. That's one of those things, because you are a beautiful person and people want to date you. Sometimes it's just, in your mind, you think it's just easier to get a new relationship than fix what's wrong with this relationship. And I want to tell you, the old saying is true. You can change partners, but it'll be the same problems until you address your own internal insecurities, your own fears, your own phobias. You'll just be changing dance partners, but really dancing to the same song. So I want you to have good love karma. I want you to be successful. You can be successful if you listen to everything I just said. Well, what did I just say? I said, 1, you're going to have to learn how to deal with your fear of commitment because you like variety. You're going to have to learn, how do I keep things fresh without necessarily having to date 100 different people. Number 2, you're going to have to keep saying the truth. Keep being honest about your feelings. Letting your partner know what you need. That is very important. You need to share your needs with your partner. They're not a mind reader. Then number, and I keep going on, but something I do want to mention really important is I want September 10th people to have a successful love life. I would like you to choose successful love partners, because people born on September 10th have because they have such high ideas about love, meaning you are a romantic. You have high beliefs that love can heal. You know that love is the answer for everything. That's why you're a wonderful romantic at heart. But if you're not careful, you can fall into choosing partners that are not worthy of your love. Because you like to be needed. You feel that love is a healing energy. You can see the potential of someone and start dating them, not for who they are, but for the potential that you see, thinking you can help them reach that potential, only to be disappointed because they never put in the same kind of effort that they need to put in to receive that potential. So basically what happens is your ability to see the good in somebody backfires on you. You get bitter because they don't get good, and you just wasted all that energy, all that effort, and feeling taken advantage of. This is like a codependent relationship. This is someone that's trying to save the alcoholic, the drug addict, someone that's trying to save somebody that never grows up financially, take responsibility, the Peter Pan syndrome. You, September 10th, can fall into these savior-martyr relationships, these codependent relationships where you're constantly trying to save your partner. It makes you feel good that you're needed, but they're never really able to hold their end of the bargain. They're never really able to love you fully. That is in an equal partnership way. And that's what we're looking for. Long-term soulmates, equal partnerships, not you being a savior. You being a savior, you trying to save somebody, make someone better. That's nice for a counselor. That's nice for a minister. That's nice for a spiritual person in their work, but not in their love life. The love that you think should heal isn't the love of attracting someone that's damaged. The love that heals is you attracting someone that is healthy like you, and both of your love is being kind to one another, helping one another, being there for one another, not just you loving someone that is not healthy enough to give back to the relationship. So for your love karma is, don't be so naive to believe all these fairy tale fantasies that if you really love someone, you'll do anything for them. You'll go through hell for them. And really, that sounds good. It doesn't work. Realistically, healthy people make healthy relationships. You must start choosing healthier people to love. you want to pray for them, if you want to give them information to someone that's not healthy, that's fine. Believe for them. But don't marry them. Don't date them. And that may sound harsh and that may sound cruel, but I want you to have a happy heart, a full heart. I want you to have deep love. And to have deep love, you need to be with people that can appreciate it, but they can also give it back to you. Not only can they receive your love, they can give that type of love back to you. And so that means you must be a little bit more realistic. It may sound harsh, it may sound cool, it may not sound romantic, but be a little more realistic about the people you're choosing to date. If you see red flags in the beginning, man, don't keep running right into it thinking that you can avoid the red flags and they're not going to somehow pop up once you're married. Red flags are red flag. Well, someone said, what's a red flag? These are warning signs that the person you're with is got serious issues. And if you know there are serious issues in the beginning, fix your heart, protect your heart. Know right then and there, hey, if they're the one, they won't need you to heal them. They'll get healed on their own. They'll get healed by God, and then maybe you'll meet them down the road when they're better. But if you try to become their angel, their savior, their counselor, their healer, the only person that is going to benefit is really no one, because they're going to have to do it outside of you, and you yourself are not going to get nothing from it but be depleted. So your love karma is learning not to pick damaged people because your heart is so big. You have a huge heart. You know the power of love. But let's use the power. If you want to heal damaged people, go get a counseling degree. Go get ordained as a minister. Do it professionally, not personally in your bedroom and in your love life. I'm going to tell you things that are going to help you, my friend. Things that are really, 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 really going to help you. So this is September 10th. What can you do to make sure that you're creating true long-term success by eliminating the distance? What puts distance between you and your partner? Address that. Get comfortable with giving up a little of your freedom in exchange for a companionship. Get comfortable with realizing you may get bored, and that doesn't mean you're not in love. It just means you need to find another adventure you both can do together. And also, outside of that, I would suggest that you get a coaching call with me. I do live phone. I call people all over the world every day. I'm on the phone every day coaching people. I'm the birthday coach. I coach people for a half an hour on the phone to an hour on the phone. We will take a look at your astrology chart, your numerology chart. I take a look at several different esoteric systems, and we can see what other, this is just an entry-level video. What are the other deeper love karmas that are going into your life? When's the best love timing for you? Are you in a relationship? Let's take a look at the compatibility between you and your partner. Or maybe your love's good and you need some career advice. Whatever it is, let's find out what you need to focus on right now at this time in your life to have the best life that you deserve. Go to thebirthdaycoach.com, thebirthdaycoach.com, and schedule your session with me today. Hey everyone, this is my analysis of the love karma of September 10th. You guys are phenomenal people. Go out there and change the world.